The new and improved Yakuza Judgment is out now for PlayStation 5 and Xbox, with graphical enhancements, smoother frame rates, and all of the past DLC included from the start. Yakuza Judgment takes place in the modern fictional city of Kamurocho, so veterans of the series should know their way around well, but this time we'll be following a new original cast of characters, so it's more of a spin-off from the main series. Take our protagonist here, Yagami, the city's hot new defense lawyer that actually managed to break through the 99.9% conviction rate to see his client found not guilty. But all of that fame and admiration came crashing down when that client, free from prison, was arrested again for murdering a young woman and setting fire to the place. Feeling guilt and shame, Yagami resigns and steps down from the spotlight to take his talents to the street, working odd detective jobs for anyone that comes knocking. But still, his reputation is well known. Judgment has all of the things that make a great Yakuza game, but with new private detective elements such as tailing suspects, lockpicking, drone footage, cross-examinations, and a first-person clue-searching mode. The combat is just as satisfying as usual. I would say there's a lot more of a theatrical martial arts style this time. You also have to be a bit more defensive now because you need to watch out for mortal wounds. Major attacks that puncture skin or break bone can now lock up a chunk of your health bar. The usual food and drink won't recover these mortal wounds. Instead, you'll need to use a med kit, which are more expensive and can only be obtained from one location in the game. I did really enjoy the new lockpicking and especially flying the drone to search for suspects and clues. Cross-examinations aren't as fleshed out as I would like to see. It's certainly no LA Noire. You do get a bonus for asking relative questions right away, but you can very easily just stumble through all of the dialogue choices to get to the same final outcome. Tailing suspects didn't really do anything for me either. Occasionally, you will need to follow your suspect. If you get too close, you risk them noticing you, but let them out of your sights for too long and you'll lose them. So you'll need to keep an eye on them and occasionally duck and wait behind cover. It's a bit monotonous, but it adds to the detective feel of the game. I just wish, again, that there was more to it. If you are familiar enough with the original PlayStation 4 version's dramatic, exaggerated look, then it might take you a while to get used to the new lighting in this release, which aims for a more realistic look. Yakuza Judgment runs on Sega's newer Dragon engine, which improves the overall feel of the game dramatically. Games like Kiwami 2, Yakuza 6, Like a Dragon, and Judgment all share the benefits this newer engine has to offer. Older Yakuza games had a frustrating abundance of invisible walls and fixed-place objects. Dragon Engine Yakuza games feel less restricted and have a physics-based destructible system applied to objects. Older games had you load into shops, while the newer games transition seamlessly. Another thing I really liked is that you have the choice of experiencing the main story voiced in English, which is actually pretty good, or Japanese, and the entire game is subtitled in many other languages as well.
Tell me what I want to know, or else.
Like most Yakuza games, this one is also jam-packed with mini-games, but I found the lineup in this one to be even more impressive than most, with some full Sega arcade games such as a House of the Dead style game called Kamuro of the Dead, Fighting Vipers, Space Harrier, Fantasy Zone, Puyo Puyo, Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown, Virtua Fighter 2, and Motor Raid. There are also smaller, unique minigames such as drone racing, pinball, mahjong, batting center, shogi, darts, poker, blackjack, koi koi, UFO prize catchers, and a VR board game called Dice and Cube. There are also a number of versus games you can play with a friend from the main menu, such as Puyo Puyo, Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown, Virtua Fighter 2, and Fighting Vipers. Because this game is more of a spin-off from the main series with a standalone story, you can actually pick this one up and play it at any point. It even makes a perfect introduction into the Yakuza series, since it has the benefits of the more modern Dragon engine and shares the core Yakuza gameplay mechanics and city map. Yakuza games have always been a great way to escape to another living, breathing city, whether you want to just kick some butt in the streets, help some neighbors, pet some cats, play some games at the arcade, try the local cuisine, go on a date, or rearrange your apartment. The city of Kamurocho has it all. Overall, I give the new Yakuza Judgment game an 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed the story, and I always appreciate something that tweaks the original formula, even if a bit spunky. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, I will see you later.